Hey everybody, today is Tuesday, October 25th, 2022 in San Diego, California, and I'm Captain Perry here with you. If you're new to the channel, behind me here is a scow bow mini cruiser that I'm building. A couple of unique features it has are the scow bow, that rounded bow that you can see here, and her twin keels, and the Ljungstrom rig, which means it has a freestanding mast that spins to furl the sail. If you want more information about the twin keels and the scow bow, check out episodes 6 and 7 where I go into depth on those. Basically, my mission here is to build a strong, trailerable, 14-foot sailboat that's watertight and custom built to cross oceans. Oh, and before I get started today, a big thank you to Patrick B, who bought me this stainless steel handle off of the Amazon wish list. Really appreciate it. This will look good on the boat, and now I finally have a matching pair. They'll probably go on or in the doghouse. All right, thank you. So, what's the plan for the next 2 months leading into the new year? Well, I need to start by putting on the chines, which are these panels here. Once the chines are on, I can start on the storage compartment panels. I have to wait for the chines to be complete before those storage compartment panels can go on, because they're gonna rest against the chines on the bottom. Then the port and starboard sides of the boat need to go on, followed by the port and starboard sides of the foredeck, then the port and starboard sides of the curved deck panels here from the foredeck back to the main bulkhead, and then the port and starboard sides of the aft deck, or I guess you could call them the coamings. Once those are done, I plan to put handrails on the aft deck only, and then we'll be ready to flip. So all of that leading up to flipping the boat is probably like 9 episodes, and I think that'll lead me into the new year. I'd love to finish that before the new year, but we'll see. That's a lot of work. But for this week, let's focus on the chines. I believe this will be the most challenging panel on the hull. It's as long as the boat and curved the whole way. And at the bow it has a compound curve that I'm not even sure how to tackle yet. I will likely need to add relief cuts and bend the foam with my heat gun. The panels that make the sides of the boat will be larger, but the curve is simpler and it's mounted vertically instead of having one side facing down near the floor. Okay, I've finished up the chine template. You can take a look at it here. Okay, I have cut both chines out of foam, and they're long suckers, aren't they? I haven't had any panels that long since I cut the bottom panel out 1 year ago. So next, because they're so long, I had to make them out of 2 pieces. So now I've got a fiberglass butt joint. So what I'm going to do is put a little thickened epoxy between the 2 panels, and then put a 6-inch wide strip of fiberglass over that, and then a 1 8-inch wide strip of fiberglass over that. So as I mentioned, I haven't had to do a butt joint like this in a year when I did the bottom panel of the boat, but I learned a valuable lesson that time, which was on the underside, when you start on the butt joint from the top, put a few pieces of scrap peel ply so that you can just peel this off and put the other side of the fiberglass on without having to sand it at all. So this is ready now for this side's fiberglassing. These dashed lines here on the chine, at least these ones, are where the core needs to be doubled up. So I went ahead and made a paper template for that. And here you can see on the bottom panel, this is where I doubled up the core to make it stronger where the keel's going to attach. And here it's doubled up and then goes back to single. So that's why, to make this spacing correct on the chine, I need to double up the chine as well. So we'll just cut this out of some scrap foam. Well, I keep brainstorming about what's the best way to attach these chines, and there's a lot of different ways I could do it, but I think I finally come up with a good solution after talking to another boat building friend of mine. So what I'm going to do is, this is the bottom of the chine, so I'm just going to do one layer of 1708 all across the bottom and then let that cure flat. Once that's cured, we'll flip it over and I'm just going to epoxy on like 3-inch wide strips of 1708 wherever this chine is going to meet the frames. I'll also attach the doubled up section that goes by those keel beams, and while all that's still wet, I'll slide it under the boat and bend it up to the hull and use my wood wedges to push it up on there with thickened epoxy where the frames meet the chine. Then once that's cured, I can begin putting fillets where the frames meet the chine and adding fiberglass tabbing onto the chines. Okay, the final dry fit is done and it fit perfectly. I went ahead and marked where each frame meets the chine. And the next step is to add those 3-inch wide strips of fiberglass I was talking about that'll go under where the frames meet the chine. And this doubled up section of core that'll go right here. And then I'll press it back into place with thickened epoxy under the frames. Okay, I've completed epoxying from the transom to frame C6 to frame C5, the main bulkhead. And I put a big sheet of 1708 here and another one here, and then there's 1708 to cover up the fillets. And let me give you a view from the port side through the aft cargo hold. And of course it took much longer than I thought it would. I'm embarrassed to say it's 3:06 a.m.
Sailboat.
So I don't usually go that late, but now it's November 11th, so it's been like 2 weeks since I did the intro to this video, and it's just a theme that this stuff always takes way longer than I think it's going to. But it's okay. Little by little, we're gonna get there. Big thank you to the person who sent me 2 more of these stainless cleats and a deck fair lead and a liter of kiwi grip, which I'm going to use on the deck. So thank you very much. I did not get a card saying who bought it for me, but I really appreciate it, guys. If you want to help out the project by getting something off the Amazon wish list, check that out in the description. And there's other ways to support the project down there. Of course, a big thank you to my patrons. Patron members get access to a full build photo gallery, and they get to see videos a day in advance, and there's other perks. And if nothing else, leave a comment, hit the like button, make sure you're subscribed. All right, guys, I'm gonna go to bed. I will see you in the next one.
$4 make all preparations for getting underway.
Hey, what's your name, buddy?
Home.
I'll get back to your station, or I'll have you shot from your ear. Well, shoot some!